It is 17 minutes past 4, as I mentioned. It's time for us to get into our interview this afternoon with our UJ alumni. We are pleased to have an esteemed member of the UJ alumni, Miss Lungile Msibi. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. Now, of course, we want to get an insight into the kind of person you are and, of course, what it is that you do. So do you mind just giving the listener an insight on what you graduated in and kind of what you specialize in here at UJ?
Cool. So I studied corporate communication. I graduated in 2008 for my undergrad. So I know the look on your face.
No, I didn't want to. 2008, that was yesterday.
Yeah, just yesterday. So 2008 for my undergrad, and then I did my honors in corporate communication as well. And then in 2017, I graduated with my master's, still from from UJ in strategic communication. So I've been here.
Yeah, no, you've been, and I'm kind of doing a similar sort of line of work to you. So cool. I'm very motivated by your presence here. Did you attend at APK, APB, Soweto, or here?
APK.
APK.
Yeah.
For all your degrees.
For all my degrees.
How did you find that, the experience of just attending on campus?
You know, I don't think that I had the proper campus experience.
Really?
When I listen to people talk about their years at UJ, I just feel so envious. I'm like, why didn't I do all of that stuff? I was just literally stuck in my books. I lived at home while I was studying, so I would travel every day to and from campus. And that's really what I focused on. I was quite the nerd, to be honest, and I really didn't enjoy all the fun stuff that everybody else was doing.
What a unique story. I did not expect that.
I know, right? It sucks.
It is. Of course, you said you studied, obviously, corporate communication, and then you got a Stratcom degree as well. So what is it that you're specializing in right now other than marketing, of course, and being a speaker? What do you do sort of outside of that?
Outside of that, so just on a day-to-day basis, I am a senior marketing professional, and outside of that, I run a podcast called Strip Money Conversations, which really focuses on helping people have better conversations around money. I also am on the morning show on ETV every Thursday, talking all things money. So yeah, that's what I do outside of, being a mom and being a wife as well.
You are leading a very busy life. Now you obviously reference the Strip Money Conversations. How did that come about, and kind of what motivated you to have that podcast?
So as a marketer, I just got thrown into, the finance environment. And, when I started learning about all things finance, I knew for sure that a lot of people don't know this information.
Definitely.
It's full of jargon. It's so complicated. Nobody wants to think about money or investing or anything, that relates to money, because it just feels like something that I cannot do.
Yeah.
But because as a marketer, you have to learn the things in order to communicate them effectively, I thought, why not have these conversations with everyday people and really strip down those money conversations so that people can feel more comfortable chatting about money on a day-to-day basis.
On a level that everyone can understand as well.
Absolutely.
Without the jargon.
Minus the jargon. And like when you remove all of those fancy words, it's really simple.
Is it?
Yeah.
We need to learn these terms. Like, there was a term I learned earlier this year, something about assets that grow. I'll find it at some point in time. But you are, of course, an alumni to UJ, and UJ offers mentorship opportunities as part of our alumni. So did you have a mentor during your varsity years?
I didn't. I didn't even know that happened,
that
happening. Existed. Like I said, I was like this, just really focused on the school stuff. But I didn't know that was happening, and I think that would have been a great opportunity. I don't know.
So, yeah, as you mentioned, it would have been a great opportunity. Do you feel like it's really important for this generation of students to have a mentor, someone guiding them through their degrees and obviously career choices as well?
Absolutely. I think we see a lot of people, especially, once they've done their first or second year of university, they realize, this is not for me. And I think if you have a mentor early on, it's easier for you to make those decisions and get guidance from somebody who's walked the path to help you make those education decisions and sometimes even personal decisions in terms of how do you handle being a university student? Because it's not easy just, leaving high school and then joining university. There's a lot of change that needs to happen within you as a person.
That transition is very difficult. Many of us struggle to adjust to it properly. It's a very difficult thing to achieve. So, I do understand in that sense that mentors are very important. I did come across a thing on social media that mentioned that no amount of budgeting and not eating out is going to make up for the fact that we don't make enough money. Is that a problem that you hear a lot of people mention when it comes to like being clever with their money? It's not enough.
Yeah, I think it's real. It's a true statement, but then also I feel like it's a lazy statement. I feel like even if you earn 500,000 rand a month, you'll think that it's not enough. So there isn't enough, really.
Yeah.
What you have to do is to learn to be disciplined with the little that you have, so that when you earn more, then you know exactly what money attributes you should be holding in terms of building your own personal wealth and just growing your money. If you start like looking after your 500 rand a week, if that's the job that you have, then it means that when you get that 5,000 rand, you know how to deal with it effectively.
Yeah, that's very, very true. So this is the kind of advice as well you would give someone who's at an entry level job and kind of just finding themselves, maybe an intern as well, just to learn to manage the little that you have properly.
Absolutely.
26 minutes past 4 p.m. That is the time, and you are tuning into the UJ FM Drive right here on 95.4. You just heard Sistine Chapel by Shane Eagle. We are, of course, in the middle of our interview in studio with Mrs. Lungile Msibi, who is a marketing specialist and a speaker, and as well a digital communications expert. Can I say?
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, you can call it that. You can call it that. But of course, you also have a podcast called Strip Money Conversations. And regarding the topic of money, what do you deem as your biggest money goal, and what steps do you feel like you've taken to achieve that?
Personally, I think, I'm at a stage in my life where I've had to buy property. And my biggest goal at the moment is to just pay off that home loan in record time. So every little money I have, not my enjoyment, I throw it there into the bond. I think that one is a big one for me. I think 20 years is a very long time to be paying something. So I'm inching towards it, and hopefully in the next 5 or so years I'll be done.
Hopefully, honestly. Yeah, the prospect of getting a bond for like 20 years seems scary to me too. I want to get it done when I have the capacity. Of course, we're talking about finance and financial literacy. What do you feel like, not what do you feel, but what are your top 3 books of finance for people who are trying to get into that world and understand how it takes to manage and handle finances? What books would you recommend for them?
My favorite book is by Sam Big-Bessinger. It is called Manage Your Money Like a Effing Grown Up. Yeah.
Strong title.
Yeah, very, very direct. And what I like about that book is that first, it's direct. It is South African, and the examples that they use are local, and it speaks in a language that we can all understand. I think some finance books it's very hard for you to get it because firstly, they refer to dollars. It's based on US sort of like statistics, etc. But this book is South African. It is local, and it's colloquial. It's like, it's like you're reading about money from your friend, which is quite cool.
I love that. That's really awesome. And we need these kinds of books to just teach us how to manage our money in a way that we can understand, as opposed to the jargon that you're also trying to get rid of in your Strip Money Conversations. Also, regarding our alumni, what are the bad money habits that people tend to do, and the ones that you want to help people to stay away from?
I think when you start off, the first money habit that people forget or neglect to do is budget. You think, man, I'm earning so little. I'll budget when I earn more. But what budgeting does is that it instills the right discipline in terms of how you manage your money. So even if you have 500, 1,000 rand, plan what that money needs to do. And that way you start instilling psychologically that, my money needs to work for me.
Right.
Because, money is there to fulfill a goal. And a lot of us earn money, but we don't have a goal for our money. So we don't know what we're doing.
Right.
So the moment you put a goal towards your money and, budget, I think it just immediately switches your mind into, let's get this thing to make me more money or achieve these particular goals.
I hear that. And I also hear the people always talk about assets and things like that also. Is that another way that you could get your money to work for you as well?
In terms
investing in assets and getting...
Absolutely. I think for me, the one thing that I would say to young people that are really starting out to work is to start investing. And I know when I say start investing, y'all are like, no ways. I cannot do this. It's for guys who wear, suits and sit in high buildings, not me. Exactly. No. So investing is very easy, guys. I think I've got a lot of content on my podcast, but research companies that you can invest in. You can start investing and buying shares from as little as R5. So I do not care what you say to me and say, I don't have money to invest. If you have money to buy a packet of chips, which I love, the UJ,
Yeah.
you've got money to invest. So that's the one thing that I would say to young people. As soon as you start earning money, get it to work for you. And the best way to build wealth is buying shares.
Definitely. Just as a quick final one, I just wanted to know, with regards to investing, because people, I think the modern young person wants to invest, but they don't know where or and what things that are going to generate money for them. Can you advise them as well on what sort of markets to target when they want to invest?
I think when you're starting out, it's very important that you diversify, and while you're learning about investing. So I would say, and this is going to sound like more jargon, but like when you do investigate investment platforms, like I said, there is one in South Africa that allows you to invest for R5. Maybe just Google who allows you to invest for R5, and they will pop up. When you go there, I think it's important for you to look at ETFs. And what ETFs are really a basket of shares. And what that means is that you take your R5 or R50, you buy that basket of shares, and immediately you've got access to the stock market and your portfolio is diversified. By diversified, I mean, I don't have to think about which sector. I don't have to think about which category of share I'm buying. In that basket, I can get telecoms shares. I can get, retailers. I can get, just any resources as well. So just look at ETFs. I think they are an easy way for you to get invested. And then once you're feeling more comfortable and want to buy individual shares, think about the brands that you use on a day-to-day basis. So if you shop at Mr. Price, you support them with your money. Why not why not invest in them? Why not own a little piece of the tile on the floor when you walk into your favorite shop, So that's the way I would say look at it. Look at investing the same way that you look at spending, because when you think investing, you think, oh my gosh, it's complicated, but you follow the same process every time when you're going to spend money.
The University of Johannesburg, the future reimagined.